This presentation is about Leonhard Euler. We're going to talk about Euler's biography, and we're going to visit some of his functions and applications of Euler's inventions.
As shown in Google Maps, Euler was born in Basel, which is a city located at north of Switzerland. Leonhard Euler was born on April 15, 1707 in Basel, Switzerland, to Paul Euler, a pastor of the Reformed Church. His mother was Margarine Brucker, a pastor's daughter. Soon after the birth of Leonhard Euler, he moved from Basel to Rheinhen, where Euler spent most of his childhood. Euler's father was a friend with Bernoulli, Europe's foremost mathematician at the time. At age 13, Euler went to the University of Basel and received his master on philosophy. Euler's father urged him to become a pastor in the Reformed Church, but Bernoulli heavily suggested to his parents that he should become a mathematician since he had a promising future in the field. Euler entered the Paris Academy of Prize Problem Competition. The first time he attended this competition, the problem that was given to all the mathematicians and all the scientists was to find the best way to place the mass on a ship. Euler won second place in this competition. Throughout his entire career, Euler won this competition 12 times, which can be considered to be one of his greatest achievements as a mathematician. Euler is invited by Bernoulli's son to the Imperial Russian Academy of Science in St. Petersburg. He arrives there May 17 of 1727. Over there, Euler receives a promotion to in the mathematics department. He does a master in Russian and does a job for the Navy as a medic. There, later on he's promoted to physics professor and he becomes the head of the mathematics department. In St. Petersburg, Euler gets married to Katharina Giselle and has 13 children, of which only 5 survive childhood. On June 19 of 1741, Euler was invited to the Berlin Academy by Frederick the Great of Prussia. He lived there for 25 years. This was a period of great productivity for Euler. He was elected the foreign member of the Royal Swedish Academy of Science. He became the tutor of a princess and wrote over 200 letters, which later were compiled into the best-selling book called Letters of Euler in Different Subjects in Natural Philosophy, addressed to a German princess. It showed how Euler had the rare ability to explain scientific matters in an easy way. Later on, Euler was forced to leave Berlin because Frederick the Great viewed him as an unsophisticated opposite to Voltaire, who was a close friend of Frederick.
In 1766, Catherine the Great induced Euler to return to St. Petersburg and gave a position at the head of the Academy of Science. Unfortunately, Euler became entirely blind after he returned to Russia. However, he compensated for his handicap with his mental calculation skills and photographic memory. So, surprisingly, he created nearly half of his 886 books during this period, even though he was blind. But of course, he couldn't do all of his work only by himself. So, Euler's 2 sons, his grandson-in-law, and 2 other members of the Academy helped him with his work.
Euler died on September 18, 1783, from a sudden heart attack while playing with his grandson. He ceased to calculate and to live. This is comment from Nicholas Fuchs, one of Euler's disciples. All told, Euler published more than 500 books and papers during his lifetime, while a further 400 appeared posthumously. After his death, the St. Petersburg continues to publish Euler's unpublished work for nearly 50 more years. It has been computed that his publications during his working life averaged about 800 pages a year.
Euler's tochin function or phi function. The tochin phi of n of a positive integer n is defined to be the number of positive integers less than or equal to n that are coprime to n. For example, if the greatest common divisor of 2 numbers is 1, that means they're coprime, so 14 and 15. So the phi of 9, the tochin of 9, equals 6, because there are 6 numbers, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, that are coprime to 9. And here's a table showing all the tochin values for n from 1 to 10. Euler's theorem states that if n and a are coprime positive integers, then a to the phi of n equals 1 in the modulo of n. One of the applications of Euler's theorem is cryptography. Public key cryptography refers to methods for transforming a written message into a form that can be read only by the intended recipient. One of the applications are, for example, digital cash, password authenticated key agreements like passwords for emails, multi-party key agreements, and timestamping services. The Basel problem is a famous mathematical problem first posed by Pietro Mongoli, and Euler was the first to solve it. And because he was tried by leading mathematicians of the time, Euler became very famous. While the problem asks for the precise summation of the reciprocals of the squares of the natural numbers, that is 1 over 1 square, 1 over 2 square, and so on. The series is approximately 1.6044934. However, the problem asks for the exact summation, as well as a proof for that sum. So Euler found the exact sum to be pi squared over 6. It took him 6 years to produce a rigorous proof.
It can be said we can't have today's mathematics without Euler's inventions and discoveries. Firstly, he introduced the concept of a function and was the first to write fx to denote the function f applied to the argument x. Secondly, Euler popularized the use of pi to denote the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. As the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter continues infinitely, this letter pi makes functions simpler. So such clock designers who use pi to design pendulums are really helped by Euler's invention. Letter E for natural logarithm is also invented by Euler. E is also known as Euler's number. Such natural logarithmic function can be used to estimate population growth of China, as we did in our Math Internal Assessment Type 2. Thirdly, there is a formula discovered by Euler for polyhedron. If the polyhedron has f faces, e edges, and v vertices, then you can apply Euler's formula, v minus e plus f equal 2. If you know numbers of vertices and edges, you can know numbers of faces by using this formula and can find which type of polyhedron it is, like this prism, pyramid, or so on. Fourthly, Euler discovered a formula which is now called Euler's formula. This formula is widely used in our life now. First, we can solve integration and derivative problems easily by using this formula. Second, this formula is a base for Fourier transform, a function that makes audio program. Also, this formula is a base for Laplace transform that makes tensor program.